it is what it is. And again, the media like to hate him too. So, yeah, you know, I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, I ain't really studying it too much. I'm not worried about narratives. I'm worried about what I can do in the ring. All right, brother.
The boxing world is on fire as Tank Davis prepares to take on Lamont Roach on March 1st. But it's not just the fight that has fans talking, it's the intense rivalry between them. Their recent face-off got heated, with both fighters trading sharp words and nearly escalating into a full-on brawl.
There's a rematch clause, people, so get ready for 2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140 and fight Rock.
As the fight approaches, Tank Davis has been making waves with his impressive physique. Famous for his power and speed, he looks more dialed in than ever. A recent photo he shared sent social media into a frenzy, with fans pointing out that he's already at or near fight weight, showing just how seriously he's taking Roach. One fan commented, "And you think he's retiring? He looks more motivated than ever." Another added, "I thought he struggled with discipline and weight between fights. This guy is locked in."
Would you be content if you won this and that's your last fight? Or nah, still some more heads you gotta put on the wall?
Yeah, it's definitely some more heads to put on the wall.
Lamont Roach has been staying under the radar, but his camp has been sharing glimpses of his intense training. His sparring partners say he's faster and more relentless than ever. When Davis and Roach finally faced off for their official stare down, things heated up instantly. The tension in the room was undeniable. Davis, known for his intimidating presence, locked in with his signature cold stare. But Roach didn't flinch. He stood his ground without hesitation. The trash talk kicked off right away. Davis leaned in and said, "You won't last 3 rounds. I'm putting you to sleep." Roach fired back, "Keep underestimating me. You'll be the one laid out, looking up at the lights."
You can't even see who it is. Yeah. Who is the dude? Who is the dude?
The tension kept building until security had to step in. Davis looked like he was ready to swing, and Roach pushed forward in response. While Davis is in peak condition for this fight, he's also hinted that 2025 might be his last year in boxing. At just 30, talk of retirement has stirred up debate among fans and analysts. Why retire now? He still has so many big fights ahead, one fan questioned. Another wasn't as convinced, saying, when will he face a real challenge? Roach isn't it. He needs to fight Lomachenko or Keyshawn Davis before mentioning retirement.
Are you retiring?
What trash?
What changed? What made
This shit is trash, garbage.
If you got the opportunity to sign a prospect for GTD, who will be?
Mano.
Shakur Stevenson also weighed in, stirring up even more controversy. Speaking with TalkSport, he said, "He's the big superstar, it's up to him. I can't send an offer, but Turki Alalshik can. I don't know why it hasn't happened. He's a weird guy, and honestly, I don't have much respect for him." His comments only fueled speculation that a showdown with Davis is inevitable, unless Tank walks away from the sport first.
Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport? He haven't done nothing. The young one is looking more better than him.
Who that?
The Keyshawn. Keyshawn looking way more better than this. I keep screaming his name. He haven't done nothing.
While Davis is the clear favorite, Lamont Roach is no pushover. He's quietly built. An impressive record, and his team has been locked in on exposing Davis's weaknesses. Tank's got power, no doubt, Roach said at a recent media day, but he's not invincible. He's been rocked before. If I stay disciplined, I'll take him into deep waters and drown him. Roach's camp has been focused on countering Davis's explosive style, prioritizing endurance, and staying clear of his dangerous left hook. If Davis wins, fans are already debating his next move. The biggest options? A long-awaited showdown with Vasily Lomachenko or a blockbuster clash with Keyshawn Davis, both of which could tempt him to postpone retirement. But if Roach pulls off the upset, it would shake up the boxing world. A win could catapult him into superstardom, setting up either a rematch with Davis or a title shot against another top contender. fans remain split. Tank is going to steamroll Roach. He's in trouble. One fan predicted, another added, there's no way Davis retires after this. He looks too locked in.
I mean, if he want to retire with the career that he got, then go ahead and do whatever you got to do. So I disagree with it. I think it's soft, but that's on him.
Do you still think that fight's possible? I know he might have a...
Some believe Roach has a real chance to pull off the upset. Davis is underestimating him. That's a dangerous mistake, one commenter said. Roach has nothing to lose and everything to gain. One thing is clear, Tank Davis isn't just confident, he's a serious threat. As the undefeated WBA lightweight champion, he's earned a reputation as a knockout artist. Ahead of his March 1st showdown with Roach, Davis reminded everyone why he's a force in the ring, proudly pointing out that he's handed 8 undefeated fighters their first losses. But what does that mean for his fight against Roach? And with retirement talk looming, what's next for the boxing superstar?
Yeah.
Davis's Instagram post declaring, "I am dangerous," wasn't just a bold statement. It was a warning to Roach and the entire lightweight division. If there's one thing Davis excels at, it's breaking his opponents mentally before they even enter the ring. Whether it was Jose Pedraza in 2017 or Ryan Garcia in 2023, Davis has a knack for destroying the confidence of undefeated fighters. His rise to superstardom wasn't just about raw talent, it was driven by an unmatched work ethic and an unyielding desire to dominate. His win over Frank Martin in June 2024 proved that. After a huge victory against Ryan Garcia, Davis wasted no time preparing for Martin, delivering a savage knockout that solidified his reputation as boxing's most dangerous man.
I will never let nobody play me like that in negotiations ever again. That will never happen. Ever. I'm going to beat this guy, this guy, this guy. I'm going to get so big that Gervonta has to fight me. And we're going to do it on the right and fair terms.
Boxing analysts summed it up perfectly. Davis isn't just looking to win, he's out to make a statement every time he steps into the ring. And that statement is simple: don't mess with Tank. While Lamont Roach might not have the unbeaten record of Davis's past opponents, he's no pushover. As of January 1st, 2025, Roach has shown his toughness, power, and determination, even when the odds are against him. Confident in his skills, Roach didn't hold back at a recent press event, saying, "Tank is underestimating me. He thinks this is just another routine fight, but I'm here to shock the world."
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at
Nah, I'm telling you saying you going down in a 9?
Roach's team has been carefully studying Davis's past fights, looking for weaknesses to exploit. One area they're targeting is Davis's tendency to take a few early hits before settling into his rhythm. Roach's strategy will likely focus on fast combinations and constant movement to avoid Tank's powerful shots. This fight hasn't come together without its share of obstacles. Davis announced the matchup months ago, but scheduling issues and delays led to frustration on both sides. At one point, Davis even said the fight was off, leaving fans and the media in the dark. After weeks of back and forth, however, both fighters are now officially set to meet on March 1st in Brooklyn, New York, for their much-anticipated showdown.
I think he actually took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog, and he want to prove his skills against a dog. So I'm gonna show y'all what happens when two dogs get in the ring together. Yeah.
The delays may have actually worked in Roach's favor, giving him more time to prepare for the biggest fight of his career. For Davis, though, it was just another test of patience. This sport is all about politics now, he said in a recent interview. Too much talking, not enough fighting. I'm just ready to shut everyone up. The biggest shock surrounding Davis isn't just the fight, it's his planned retirement. At just 30, he announced he plans to step away from boxing by the end of 2025. Fans and critics were stunned, especially since he's still at the top of his game. But for Davis, the decision is about prioritizing his health. "I've given everything to this sport," he said in a candid interview. "I love boxing, but it takes a toll, mentally, physically, emotionally. I don't want to be one of those fighters who stays too long and ends up broken." This isn't the first time Davis has voiced frustration with the boxing world. He's been outspoken about his issues with the business side of the sport, calling it trash and criticizing the endless politics that come with it. Money is also playing a big role in his decision to retire. "The goal was always to make as much money as possible and get out while I'm still healthy," he admitted. And when he walks away, he's serious. "Once I'm done, I'm done. No comebacks, no exhibitions, none of that."
25 is at the next year. I'm out of it.
After our second fight.
You're out of it?
Yeah,
Care to elaborate on that?
out of the sport.
For Gervonta Davis, financial freedom means being able to walk away from boxing on his own terms. After securing several million-dollar pay-per-view bouts, he's established himself as one of the highest-paid fighters in the sport. Despite retirement being on the horizon, Davis isn't ready to hang up his gloves just yet. He plans to fight at least 3 more times before he's done, and fans are eager to see if that includes a massive fight with Shakur Stevenson or Vasily Lomachenko. If Davis gets past Roach, the call for a Stevenson showdown will only grow louder. Stevenson, who's made it clear he wants the fight, recently said if Tank's serious about his legacy, he knows what fight needs to happen next.
Steven Espinoza said Shakur turned down a 1-fight deal to fight you because he wanted a multi-fight deal. What's your thoughts on that?
He's not worth it. He's not worth no. He's not even worth it.
Another potential opponent for Gervonta Davis is Keyshawn Davis, a rising talent in the lightweight division who's been calling for a fight with Tank. Fans have also speculated about a rematch with Ryan Garcia, but that seems unlikely after their one-sided first fight. Regardless of who Davis faces next, one thing is certain. He's determined to make sure there's no doubt about his legacy. "I'm not leaving any doubts behind," he said. "When I'm done, they'll know I was the best."
Oh, Ryan? He's crazy. I don't know. He's crazy. Talk about a rematch. He said I was the best at 135 to 42. He said that. Say he won't fight me again. I'll kick his ass again.
Tank Davis plans to retire in 2025 after 3 more fights, but his upcoming bout with Lamont Roach is already stirring up excitement. Even more thrilling, though, is the growing buzz around potential future matchups, particularly with Shakur Stevenson now in the mix. Stevenson is gearing up for his fight with Floyd Schofield Jr. on February 22nd in Riyadh, but talk of a Davis showdown is already gaining momentum. Davis's co-trainer Kenny Ellis didn't hold back when discussing Stevenson's attitude, accusing him of hesitating to face Tank. In an interview with Mill City Boxing, Ellis called out Stevenson for not stepping up to the challenge.
He a good boxer, nigga. Like, that's one way I look at y'all two as the best in the division.
How? Show me something that he did spectacular. Show me something that he did outrageous. Show me.
All right.
His power not outrageous.
Okay.
What defense?
You think he got defense?
He just jumped back.
Ellis went so far as to suggest that Stevenson might fake a hand injury to delay their fight, saying, even if his hand isn't hurt, it's going to hurt, implying Stevenson could be stalling instead of getting ready for Tank. His direct comments reflect the rising tension between the two camps as talk about the fight intensifies. However, Stevenson hasn't backed down. In an interview with Ease at Talk Sports, he made it clear that a fight with Davis would be more than just about bragging rights. It would be a pivotal moment for both of their legacies.
3 people in the world that I think that could beat Tank. That would be Devin, that would be Shakur, and Tank Davis himself.
You got the last one right. That's the only person that can beat me. Gervonta Davis. That's the only person. Them niggas cannot touch me at all. They all been in the ring with me. They all been in the ring, and I cracked both of them.
A lot of people try to make it seem like I need him, Stevenson said. But honestly, he needs me just as much as I need him. Stevenson is clearly not backing down. He sees their fight as inevitable. Right now, though, his focus is on his upcoming bout with Schofield before considering future opponents. Meanwhile, promoter Eddie Hearn is already planning Stevenson's next steps. According to Hearn, the goal is to line up 3 major fights: Floyd Schofield, William Zepeda, and ultimately, Gervonta Tank Davis. Hearn is confident that a Stevenson-Davis showdown could become one of the biggest fights in boxing by 2025. If everything goes as planned, Stevenson will be busy over the next year, but it looks like all paths lead to Tank. That fight will be one of the biggest in the world, Hearn said, highlighting the growing excitement for this potential mega fight.
I said send a contract, we can make. I done said, bro, I'm not even like no delusional nigga. I don't get out there and just say anything. So it's like, I'm not gonna act like I'm the A side or, oh, I deserve 50-50. Yo, bro, let's negotiate. Let's see where it goes from there. I know I'm the B side, but let's fight.
The rivalry between Davis and Stevenson has been brewing for a while, and fans are eagerly awaiting their eventual showdown. Both fighters are undefeated and highly skilled, which only adds to the excitement. Tank is known for his explosive knockout power and dramatic finishes, while Stevenson is a technical wizard with sharp defense and precision. A fight between them wouldn't just be about power versus strategy, it would be a battle of wills, pride, and their legacies on the line.
Why do you think people say that Shakur Stevenson then is the next big thing in the sport?
For one, I really think the fans don't really see nobody beating Shakur. When people bring up him and Tank, when I see and I go read like little stuff about it, they really be debating. It don't be like, oh, Tank is gonna.
Critics suggest that Stevenson's style could frustrate Davis. Tank usually relies on tracking down his opponents and landing heavy shots, which has worked well against aggressive or less disciplined fighters. But Stevenson's movement and defense might force Davis to adjust his approach. On the flip side, some believe Davis's relentless pressure and ability to close the distance could wear Stevenson down over 12 rounds. Meanwhile, the tension between their camps keeps growing. Ellis's comments are just the latest in a series of verbal jabs from Team Davis, with both sides exchanging barbs through the media. Every exchange, whether spoken or in the ring, only heightens the anticipation for this potential fight.
So no fights can still happen, but after this year, I'm out of.
Can we see you with Shakur before you go?
Why you think I'm retired? For what? Who have Shakur? What have Shakur done? What have he done in the sport?
The timing of a potential Davis-Stevenson fight is a major topic of discussion. If Davis truly plans to retire after 2025, the fight would need to take place within the next year and a half. That makes every fight leading up to it crucial. Any injury or unexpected loss could derail everything. Both fighters will need to stay sharp, healthy, and focused. Stevenson's February bout against Schofield will be closely watched, not only for the outcome, but for any signs that he's preparing for the inevitable showdown with Tank. Another factor is the promotional side. Davis and Stevenson are backed by different promoters, and negotiations could get complicated as both camps aim to maximize their financial interests. With so much on the line, making this fight happen could be just as challenging as the fight itself.
Still the deal on the kings of that division, the kings of this era, the kings of everything. So, like I've been saying it for years, the moment is gonna come, and when it happens, I'll be ready.
Why does Shakur Stevenson beat Gervonta Davis?
Because that I'm a better skilled boxer.
Given the significance of a Davis-Stevenson fight, it's hard to see either side letting it slip away. However, Tank has also left the door open for another major bout, a highly anticipated rematch with Ryan Garcia, which has fans buzzing. Their first fight in April 2023 at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas was a huge event, racking up over 1 million pay-per-view buys and generating more than $20 million at the gate. Despite being a non-title fight at a 136-pound catch weight, it was one of the most talked about bouts of the year. Davis handed Garcia his first professional loss with a 7th-round stoppage, solidifying his dominance. Now, with talk of a rematch in the air, fans are eager to see if this rivalry will continue.
No rematch necessary. Stop bringing that up. The second Ryan Garcia hit the Colin Kaepernick in the middle of the fight, I had all rematch clauses.
Garcia's performance in their first fight was widely criticized, with many saying he seemed off. He later attributed it to the 136-pound weight limit, claiming the weight cut drained his energy and left him far from his best when he faced Davis. Since then, Davis has captured the WBA lightweight title, solidifying his reputation as one of the most dangerous fighters in the division. Despite the loss, Garcia remains determined to get revenge, keeping the hope for a rematch very much alive.
Hopefully I fight Ryan again. If they not on some host, I text that ass again. Tell them boys to give me 150 M's. I'm coming. Know what I mean? When I start streaming out that.
Currently, Garcia is serving a 1-year suspension after testing positive for Osterine ahead of his planned fight with Devin Haney. The 26-year-old is expected to return in May 2025, with a bout against Rolando Romero at the welterweight limit. Moving up in weight could complicate the road to a Davis rematch, but if Garcia gets a big win over Romero, who's known for his power, it would only add more excitement to a potential second showdown with Tank.
Ryan Garcia can't beat Tank Davis, and he knows that. He knows that. He knows that. He shared the ring with him. He knows that.
To ES News, Davis didn't rule out a rematch, but made it clear he has conditions. Yeah, it's a massive fight, he admitted, acknowledging the fan demand. However, he was firm about not agreeing to another catch weight. But not at 143, why? What's 43? Probably at 140. That's the next weight class up from 135. It's the weight class he fights at, Davis explained. He also set specific rehydration rules. Let's do 140, and he can rehydrate back up to 150, or at most 152. I'm 135. Brother, Davis's stance emphasizes how much the weight issue influenced their first fight. While he seems open to discussions, the biggest obstacle could be Garcia's future in the welterweight division. His upcoming fight against Romero at 147 could solidify his move up, making it difficult for him to drop back down to 140 for a rematch under Davis's terms. Despite these challenges, the demand for a rematch is undeniable. Both fighters bring star power, history, and unfinished business to the ring. Fans are eager to see if Garcia can redeem himself or if Davis will once again prove his dominance. With Davis planning to retire by the end of 2025, time is running out for this fight to take place. If the conditions are met and the fight happens, it could be one of the biggest boxing events of the year. What do you think? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.